Hello, loyal viewer. Welcome to another installment of my drum practice here. We're going to be doing basically the same exact thing. This time the mic is in a different location, slightly. So maybe the sound won't be so bad. I'm limited to sort of a 30-minute clip if I really want to do this without editing, which I think I kind of do. You might notice I have some bug bites. These, I promise, are, just bug bites, nothing more. So I think I'm just going to limit to 30 minutes and, do basically 0 edits. So let's get started. First, I'm going to probably practice doing some quarter notes to quarter note triplets. Practice how that rhythm feels. Then I will move to practicing a 3/2 polyrhythm. So I'm playing those quarter notes and quarter note triplets together. Then I'll move on to something out of our drum book here, the volume 1, not very advanced, just backbeat patterns. I'm going to pick out 3 random patterns and play them for a couple of minutes apiece. And then I'm going to bust out stick control over here and get some rudiment practice going. So, without further ado, let's get into our practice. Alright, I'm going to practice with a metronome. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is maybe a minute and a half of just playing 8th notes and trying to cover the sound of the metronome. Jeez, where's my chair? Gotta get a better setup here. Okay. So in that whole time, there was, I think, only really one metronome beat that I really didn't hear. On the mic, we'll see how it picks up. I'm guessing there might be a couple other beats that you didn't hear. But any time that you heard a beat, I was not playing directly on this, at the exact same time as the beat. That's pretty, it's takes some practice to actually play on the beat. So, a couple of minutes a day, that's my practice for today for that. I'm going to move on to these quarter notes to quarter note triplets, 60 BPMs. I'm going to stick with that. Just going to do right stick here. Okay, I need to get a feel for it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to tap this out with my foot, the quarter notes. Okay. I'm gonna go on to kind of just playing this polyrhythm. Just try to tap it out, maybe with the sticks. So the way that this should be counted, I believe, is like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and And if you see, my right stick is going like this. And my left stick is going four and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. I'm speeding up, but and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So this is going 6 times every measure. This is going 4 times every measure, which means this is going 1.5 times faster than this one. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, I'm gonna switch to tapping it out with my foot, quarter notes, triplet quarter notes with my right hand. I might try this. Okay, let's see. See if I can try this. 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... That one I don't think I have, but maybe I'll give it a little try. Okay, I'm just gonna try tapping it out with the sticks actually. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a kind of close, but I was getting off. Okay, I'm going to tap it with my foot. Okay. I liked how uncomfortable that last thing felt, trying to tap it out with both sticks. So I'm going to follow that and just try to tap it out with both sticks. So for 1 and a 2 and a 3. I was starting to count weird. A 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay. Mostly stopping myself, I think, before I get crazy off, but comment if I am like totally biffing it and not understanding. Okay. I'm going to try tapping quarter notes during that with my foot. So quarter notes with both hands involved with quarter note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, I think I screwed something up there. 2, 3, 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, I'm done with polyrhythm for today. We're going to move on to our drum book number 1, Backbeat Patterns, page 2 of the section. And I'm going to pick 3 patterns. So, because it's inverted and left is right, you are not. I'm not going to even show you. No, I'm not going to act like I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm not going to. So I'll describe it though. This pattern, number 13 on this thing, is hi-hat, 8th notes, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and snare on the 2 and the 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the bass drum on 1 and then again on 3 and. So 1 and 3 and. So it's like bass, 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 bass. Okay, so I'm going to start the metronome. Maybe I'll bump up the speed a little bit so you're not so bored at 60 beats per minute. Just going to tap it out at 80. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Tried to add a little fill there. Okay, I don't think that one was the most exciting because you don't even really have to know where you are. It's just, I mean, it's like, the measure just repeats itself. So maybe we'll pick one with a little bit less kind of symmetry like that. Okay. This next one, number 14. Okay, we'll just do 3 in a row. Number 14 is hi-hats again. It's all, every time I do one of these, it's going to be hi-hats on 8th notes. Well, actually not really. Because the next section is hi-hats on quarter notes, I'm pretty sure. Snare on 2 and 4. I think that one is consistent throughout, yeah, this whole section. These are bass, okay, and then bass drum on 1 and and then the and of 2. So bass, 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 bass. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay, that's it, but I'm off on the metronome. Okay. I'm going to go to number 15 here, which is bass on the first and last semi-beats. So bass on 1 and the end of 4. So bass, whoops, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That and is bass. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. That's what it kind of ends up being. 3, 4. Bass. Bass. Bass, bass. Bass, bass. Okay, I think that's enough of that. I'm going to go on to stick control and work on some rudiments. Geez, I'm still working down page number 1 here. So I'm going to move on to number 6 of these, which is right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. Ooh, this I think is as far as I've ever gotten, because I cannot count to 4 while doing this consistently, and it's extremely frustrating. So I'm going to keep the metronome exactly where it is. But this is gonna what it's gonna be like, and I have to do this 40 times in a row without stopping. I'm gonna try not to lose count, but I always lose count. So, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. And while doing that, I have to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. No, it actually has to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 6 and 2 and 3 and 4 and once you get past 4, I think it's a slightly easier because you don't have to deal with the numbers that you're actually saying. But 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is actually pretty tough to say while you're doing something else or concentrate on it. Okay, so anyway, that's enough chatter. Let's do it. I only have 2.5 minutes left of this practice. Jesus. Okay. I only have 15 seconds left in this clip that are even allowed, so I'm just going to sign off there. Have a good one. Hope you were practicing too during that. It's probably a good use of time during these.